But, and in the moment, we still got to get on to one other thing. And now that everybody is here, it's time to go to the thing we should have done last month. Literally a month ago. We're catching up because we're at episode 44. And we're at Secret Admirer.
Right, that doesn't work anymore. I should remove that.
So, is everybody ready to talk about the Tell Your Tell episode, Secret Admirer? Actually, it's just Secret Admirer. I stand correct. Not Okay.
Second, we do not need the bo.
Yes, we do. But yes. So who's ready to talk about Izzy?
I'll switch over to my phone since I'll be busy elsewhere, so I'll just listen in for the rest of it.
Roger.
All right.
Ah, that is a nice picture, actually. All right. Oh, sorry. That's for next week, of course. All right. So this, of course, if this is dealing with Izzy trying to ship all of Maritime Bay because of a holiday.
Sweetie Boobaloo would be happy.
Oh, everybody would be happy. So, who's ready to start talking about the super shipping episode that sent 1,000 ships sailing, whether we liked it or not?
I just realized I haven't fully watched this one either. Damn it!
How did you not? Okay. Well, while he goes ahead and fully watches it, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Well, remember a second, he probably was spending time with Feather.
Shh. Why don't we just go ahead and talk about the episode instead?
Oh, the googly eyes.
Alright. Of course, yes, the episode starts off with Izzy dreaming wonderful shipping dreams because she's not just a creative, she is also a shipper. And unfortunately, as it happens anytime you ship, eventually the craving kicks in, where you absolutely, positively must make sure everybody's in a relationship, whether they like it or not.
So, is this where we do the iconic pop parody of I Ship It?
No, but this is where we see the most aggressive shipping look you will ever see in your lives.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty aggressive shipping fangirls.
So, of course, as Izzy wakes up and realizes she is ready to ship the world, she wakes up to see Zip is slowly growing a plant. And immediately she can already see her first victim.
Why do I hear the Jaws theme playing in the background?
Well, unfortunately, it should be a Jaws theme mixed with porn music because...
Do you really want to go that route?
I would love to hear the Jaws theme mixed like a porno. That would be stupid hilarious. So,
don't ask for things the internet probably has.
Yeah, no.
Do you want me? Because I will.
Don't.
So Izzy, of course, is like, Zip, do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? It's time for us to make relationships out of everything, including ourselves. Now that there's a picture of it, we can post it on the internet, and we will be on the couple automatically, no matter what anybody says. You can even deny it now, but nobody will believe you.
I'm sorry, but this isn't on the internet. That's not that's not a digital device. That's going to make a Polaroid.
Unfortunately, this is not the early 2000s. Hey, yeah.
Of course, the immediate thing that Zip is thinking, Izzy decides, oh, you're growing a plant. Is it a great and wonderful plant that can sprout chocolate? Yeah, she's officially lost her mind.
Second, why are you surprised by this?
Nah. Of course, Zip goes, no, it eats children.
Hold on, can we go back to that?
Which one? The chocolate plant?
Z, you want to do it? You want to do it with me tonight?
Yeah, that light little tapping of the hooves is just moving across.
It is really nice.
Aw.
I want to cut that out as its own little thing and see if it can loop.
You could probably loop it back and forth, yeah.
Well, no, I just want the light tapping as she's crawling across the table kind of thing.
Of course, Zip is like, nope. I'm making a Venus flytrap. All the bugs run screaming from the room shortly afterwards. Literally, it's actually the most hilarious thing. You hear the bug screaming and it runs away.
Ah, magic. It gave insects the ability to scream.
Apparently you have never had the hissing cockroach.
Actually, it's really funny because they can hear the bug screaming. So anyway,
I thought only earth ponies would be able to hear insects and animals scream.
Yeah, but when something is threatening your very livelihood, I guess you could break a few barriers. So anyway, Izzy is just like, oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you're committing insect genocide with a plan, but instead, okay, Seymour, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and spread love. Just please don't feed it blood. We've all seen that movie. We know how it ends. We've also seen the director's cut. We also know how that ends.
Feed me.
Seymour?
Seriously, don't watch the director's cut. You will not sleep well.
The plants take over Manhattan.
Would you be quiet?
What do you mean? The director's cut is awesome.
Thank you.
Of course, Izzy is ready to go out and make everybody happy with shipping, whether they like it or not. So,
She's got an adorable outfit with a lovely choker.
Yep, and the bounces too. So off Izzy goes to shipping everybody and everything. In fact, here's another tippity tap you can enjoy.
It's so precious.
Careful, we might lose CMC to the tippity tap of the hooves.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We're just
this preciousness.
We're just
That
about
is
to.
very precious.
We're just about to stop see the insanity going.
Such a beam. Look at that.
So of course, Izzy's thoughts are so full of love and shipping that she's already just seen couples and hearts everywhere. I'm pretty sure that it had something to do with something she ate. Or at least that's what her imagination was thinking, because the moment that she decided to go to actually look out on the main street, it looks like a typical Monday. Seriously, does anybody else feel like Valentine's has kind of devolved into this at this point?
Unless you're in a relationship, yes.
I mean, even with a relationship.
No.
Thank you, Cole.
Maybe it's me.
Oh,
You're jaded, man.
that's the drummer in the background, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Such floofy hair.
I don't know, I might be jaded, but I'm not as jaded as a guy who walked up to a Hards banner, immediately rips it down, and then starts to stomp on it.
He needs his coffee. Can't you see his cutie mark?
Yep.
So of course Izzy has experienced though that I don't know what the
Hold on. Someone's having music come through.
But anyway, Izzy is experiencing the one thing that a lot of tourists experience, the complete crashing of expectations when they realize that culture is not what they think it is. I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of Japanese people apparently got affected by it when they visited France.
I can look it up in a moment here. Continue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little gif in the corner is
Japanese culture is a lot like too. Anime versus real life.
You say that, but Japan was actually pretty awesome.
Oh no, Japan has its awesome moments. Just don't expect giant robots and magical girls everywhere.
No, but you know what you should expect?
What's that?
Girls.
Really cool architecture that is modern but also small and cute, which is weird but also awesome, and high-speed trains.
Also,
Okay,
looking
yeah.
into it, it's called Paris Syndrome.
There you go. Paris syndrome. Yeah, it was actually a thing. It's amazing. Anyway, getting off of Paris syndrome and getting into another real syndrome here. Izzy makes it her one hoof. How in the world did that happen? Makes it her one hoof mission to try and make everybody celebrate Valentine's, whether they like hearts and hooves, stay whether they like it or not. And shoving cards everywhere. And by that, I mean literally everywhere, to where it's even almost gotten snuffed up by Posey. I mean, seriously, look. Yeah. Of course, what happens when...
No, wait, Posey, shipping, yes! I zoned out for a moment.
Unfortunately, Posey doesn't share your shipping enthusiasm.
Cole can dream and write fan fiction.
So, Cole, how's the fan fiction coming?
Hey, sir.
Dreams.
Moving on. So, getting back... Yeah.
Ooh, more. Yes.
Yes, much more. So, of course, Izzy's starting to get desperate. So she goes over to the next pony that literally flies by. So, hey, you want to be shipped? Please. I need love.
What's love got to do?
Unfortunately, she had to literally put the brakes on that thought. And Hitch, of course, gets the pineapple.
He can see into SpongeBob's house.
Good.
Okay, now why in the world am I seeing subtitle? Oh, that's interesting. So, Izzy starts to think in random subtitles in another language as she realizes, you know what? I know what I need to do. I need to put this into overdrive because that's exactly what this needs. So, she starts off by literally shoving boxes and letters everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean she is the cards go flying and everyone's everything.
My soup.
She decides, I'm going to make Posey happy whether she likes it or not, and gives her a bouquet of roses.
Okay, seems like
Excellent.
a weird flex.
Shipping.
It actually worked for half a second. Until
Shipping.
Posey
Aww.
realized it was her roses.
Still counting it as shipping. Also, look at that face. That is such a precious, angry face.
And of course, this gets to the point of wild insanity, where Izzy starts to see random ponies on the bench and immediately tries to ship them.
Good.
People thought we got rid of the love poisons back in Gen 4.
To the point she literally breaks the bench just so that they would actually slide closer together.
Good. Look at them. They're perfect. So precious. I ship.
Cole, I know you ship.
So yeah, she does it to an old lady couple too, and even a bunch of kids.
Okay, that might cause some issues.
Well, apparently it does because Hitch is starting to
Call the sheriff. Izzy's trying to pick up kids again.
And of course, Izzy's insanity even goes off to the animal kingdom, where she's
You already made the joke. Moving on.
Where she takes animals from the trash, puts them together with a chocolate cake, and starts to try to play "It's a Beautiful Night."
Hold up.
And it goes about as expected.
Can raccoons eat chocolate?
Can rabbits eat chocolate? I don't think they are supposed to.
They are magical, though, so that might be an exception, but go ahead.
It says here, raccoons love eating chocolate, and anything treat with sugar in them, but chocolate can be toxic to them.
chocolate is not good for most pets.
Well,
Yes.
Most animals.
it can be though, so maybe a little bit wouldn't hurt.
Well,
It says here their
remember-
digestive
Really shouldn't
system.
do any chocolate at all with things.
It says their digestive systems are not designed to break down cocoa, and they can experience side effects such as vomiting, diarrhea, and excessive urination.
And
So, in
this
other
is
words, the raccoon was just looking out for his better well-being. Good for him.
Yep.
In other words, don't feed pets or wild animals at the zoos with cocoa beans or chocolate processed
Oh,
chocolate.
Anyway,
we
Anyway, getting back on track here.
Yep.
Izzy continues on, trying to ship random couples, literally with a giant arch. I mean, wow, the fear in these guys' face.
I appreciate the fact that she is going for any two ponies, and also is a supporter of gay relationships. Hella based.
Of course,
Gay pony
Wendy,
rights, y'all.
These
When-
are just
Oh,
two
yeah.
businessmen out on a work thing.
Yep, of course. One of them tries to get away and gets tied up with balloons. At which point, I realize he has the most amazing cutie mark, and nobody has pointed this out.
He's a game dev.
Yep. He has a controller.
Here's the controls a cutie mark. Why have we not latched on to this?
So he's a gamer.
Hey.
I
Yes, this guy. The whole thing is we humans are weird. Also, other things eat cocoa, just not processed cocoa.
Anyway, getting back on track here. Of course, she of course tries to also get the other guy to celebrate, and ends up causing the smoothie to explode. Pisses off another person with a Valentine. And unfortunately, this ends up breaking her spirit. That's right, Izzy can be broken. Of course, the funny part is, even though she's broken, she missed a very important thing. But she was able to give Misty a wonderful little Valentine's gift. I mean, look at that.
Aww.
Okay, is he Misty shipping? I can support this.
Cole and Hominy comment there was an Izzy and then a Misty panel right after each other.
Nice.
Aww.
Of course, she does end up giving up, tossing away all of her little Valentines. And as she's walking away, of course, she doesn't even get that mercy because the raccoon is screaming at her. I mean, wow, gee, I actually do feel bad for Izzy at this point.
Raccoon was expecting some good garbage, not cardboard. Actually,
So-
that's paper. Never mind.
So, of course, Zip goes up. Izzy, why are you so upset? Just like, well, apparently there's no love in the world anymore. Everybody sucks. I guess I should have just accepted that. Nobody wants to be shipped
What
anymore.
is love, baby? Don't hurt me no more.
And, of course, it doesn't help that somebody is literally screaming in fear that a balloon is tied to their hoof.
Oh God.
And, of course, Zip can't help but realize, wow, yeah, people do kind of suck, don't they?
Izzy made they all float down here our reality.
So Zip finally says, you know what? I get it, Izzy. You obviously need someone to feel shipped to because you want to feel like you're whole in a relationship, even though your life is totally meaningless. So guess what? You can have me as a relationship. And here, I even have a plant. Which almost immediately eats a Pegasus snail.
Yes. Which is great because we know they're sentient.
Oh, yeah, that's even better. Great.
Which means
This
congratulations.
world is
Now
just as
to
messed
add
up as G4 in different ways.
congratulations. Congratulations. Now to add to the list of weird fetishes that G5 has touched upon, Vor.
Yep. Well, let's have a little more fun with it.
Was it what? Did one of the writers of Totally Spies touch this episode?
Nope.
I have to bring up the slide again.
Nope, but getting back...
I think it's just that we're having animal rights failures going on.
Yep.
We're showing an animal dying.
So of course Izzy is just like, I accept your forced love because I'm feeling massively depressed. And they say that in Ponyville that day, Izzy's heart caused the plant to grow 2 heads. Yeah, even Zip doesn't quite know how to process that one.
Feed me, Zip. Feed me.
So, of course, they decide to walk home together in the sunset. And Izzy goes, so, now that we're shipped together, can we do things like touching hooves?
There yet.
And, of course, Zip
Touching
says, okay,
mouths.
fine, we can touch hooves. Of course, Izzy could never be happier now that she has touched hoof. People say that you need to go out and touch grass. It's not that you gotta touch grass, you gotta touch hoof. And let's also remind her, the plant actually did eat the Pega snail, it just is indigestible. And that is it! So, Izzy tries to ship everybody and everything and ends up causing a mess. However, it also causes for quite a lot of fan art.
Of course it does. It's the fandom.
Yep. A surprising amount, in fact, but hey, I'm not complaining. So,
The moral of the story is people can be jerks, but don't let them ruin your holiday.
yeah, have your own fun. Have your own fun. But at the same time, try not to go overboard when it comes to holidays. Some people just can't handle having things shoved in their face, literally and figuratively. You know, celebrate in your own way, be as crazy as you want, but when you are literally appearing in... You know, I'm going to check some... Sorry, I just had to be really, really careful about this, because I feel like I'm treading a line here, but I think, yeah.
Yeah, I
But, yeah, when you
caught
go-
that line earlier.
When you kind of go like that, when you kind of start doing this, it gets creepy.
Yep.
I was busy with something else, so I ended up crossing a line by accident earlier. So sorry about that.
No. So, does anybody else have any other thoughts, feelings, comments, quotes, suggestions, and so on and so forth in regards to this shipping episode?
That image is adorable, and oh shoot, who's the artist who did it? Who's the artist who did it? I forgot. My brain. Marin, yes. Marin's art is freaking adorable. Go follow Marin. Do it. Do it.
You have the coldest. Do it. He has the ear on all the cool kids.
Trying to recall
I
the
really
actual,
don't, but thank you.
trying to recall the actual dialogue going on near the end. Was Izzy trying to ship Zip with Rufus in one of those lines? I feel like Rufus came up at some point in all of this episode.
I think he might have, but I really don't know. And I was going to actually rewatch the episode yesterday, but time just got well away from me. So all I can remember is just that freaking piranha plant. That's just the one thing I can remember out of all of this. Well, that and the Opaline, just that little sweet moment with Opaline and Misty.
Come on, let me keep the flowers at least.
I don't think we see the reaction. I think we just get the dropping of the lei of flowers and then walking away with this look on Opaline's face. We don't get Opaline trying to destroy them or scorn them in any way.
No, she just kind of gives a kind of rolls her eye. Yeah, in fact, you can see right here. She rolls her eyes and then just kind of gives the judgmental look.
So Misty might have been able to keep this lei of roses.
Yeah.
That would be nice if she did. She deserves a little love, especially considering her current mentor, quote unquote. Anywho, also the one thing about this episode that really made it really kind of interesting and amazing and reminder and all that, the OC contest that had somebody's OC become an official G5 character appeared in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's excellent.
Yep. Of course,
But
they.
I've seen them
Condition
around
was
a
they
few
couldn't
times since then.
use that OC anymore.
Yep. Unfortunately, because of this, they had to change their OC, which they happily did. I will add in there they happily changed their OC because
And they knew when they entered into the contents that was a possibility.
there was a possibility, and they actually had to agree to it before they used the character. So it wasn't like they stole it or anything. They understood the consequences of having it in the show, and they agreed. So yeah, just making sure that that gets out there. Of course, making sure that gets out there. It also has. Sorry, just double checking real fast because I don't want to put something up here that I'm going to end up regretting immediately, and somebody's going to have to edit. Okay. It did lead for a good chunk of fan art too.
It's a very cute character.
Yeah. Alright, and with that, that is it for the Tell Your Tale episode. We still have about 30 minutes or so I'd say that's a perfect amount of time to start trying to do a puzzle. So, well, really quick, let's make sure we get the one that people want more than the other. As I mentioned, we have two Lyrish images that I was able to procure for this. Of course, the first one we have is, this is one that was showed up on a few prints, t-shirts, things like that. Keep fun, silly. Hug me, I am Lyrish. Hear me, Lyrish. And we have this one that was used for also a couple of t-shirts, but also a comic cover.
Tabletop's puzzle images are landscape things, so
Well, we can
that
take
one
the...
would probably be better if you can rotate it.
I probably can when I put it in, really. So, which one do you think we should do for the tabletop? Or do first for the tabletop if we end up going really quickly somehow? Any thoughts, suggestions, comments, quotes?
Hold on.
I have no preference.
Okay, that one with a lot of brown in the background might be an issue. I would go with the Hug Me, I'm Lyrish. Because that's at least a little bit easier, because you could mess up balloons.
Alright, so we got one for Hug Me, I'm Lyrish.
I like that one too.
Wait, circuit question.
Yes.
This is for puzzle mode
Yes.
in tabletop sim.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most now, I don't know if they've updated it since, but doesn't puzzle mode kind of force whatever image you put into it into a landscape?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, you were
Possibly.
okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm dumb, and my
It's
ears hurt.
landscape
now.
and squares will get squished into the rectangle.
It's entirely It's entirely plausible. I don't know. So I thought I'd just get the image we want to do first and then go from there.
Go with the square at least.
All right, then. We're going to go with enough overwhelming. We're going to
Are we
make
in a
it.
back alley somewhere?
We're going to go with Hug Me, I'm Lyrish.
That Irish.
This is a storage facility of some kind. Actually, no, never mind. Okay, no, that's just a like a metal fencing.
Okay, and don't worry, chat. I know it's not showing yet. I just wanted to make sure that the puzzle got loaded.
Yeah, we're under a building of some kind. We're like in a.
Oh, it could be in a wine cellar.
No. I'm just
This
gonna- I'm
looks
just gonna-
like cars go through here.
Yeah. Some kind. I mean, apparent. I think that is specifically German on that sign. I'm not sure.
So, probably in the beer storage area.
Testing. Schreihalten, emergency exit, keep clear. Yeah. That seems German to me.
Yeah, no, this is not a cellar, Toa. Because look, you can go out either side. This is underneath a building of some kind. We're in a city. It's underneath a building. That's yeah.
If you really want, I could see if I could change the background.
Oh,
No,
probably.
I mean, we're just trying to figure out what this background is. That's all.
And I'm
just
looking at
By
the
the way,
other door back behind me in Circuit there, and the Sprinker Raum Halle 11 thirds. Yeah, 11 over 3.
It's in English and in a different language at least, so it's not.
Yeah, that's either German, Netherlands, somewhere in that area.
Do I need to exit and rejoin to see the actual puzzle?
It's not loaded yet.
It may be taking a second to load, but is anybody else able to see it, or is it just me at the
Not
moment?
at the moment.
Have you actually punched it in right?
I might have punched it in wrong. Let me.
Because last I knew, it needed to pull something from the web.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So if you've got it on your machine, it might not pull it right.
Well, let me try it a little bit differently then. Where are you?
Well, also, I was pleasantly surprised to see, Zeif's doing something on his own thing. That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, other folks
Okay.
do other things.
Okay, that didn't work. Let's.
Yep. Unsupported format.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, so if you can find it on Derpy, or just toss the image up on Imgur.
Oh, there we go.
No, I just had to upload it to the cloud instead of doing it locally. That was my bad.
May we begin?
You may now begin.
Okay, standard affair.
Fear me, I'm Lyrish.
Aha.
Let's see.
Yep,
Wow.
get the, yeah, I would say get the border pieces first.
Hang on.
Ooh, found the corner piece.
Huh.
Found this one.
I assume this is probably. Oh, you know what? I think it's actually perfectly right there.
Oh yeah, before I forget, I was getting the chat rooms over before that little happened. Alright, and of course chat rooms, we have you up, and if you want to ask or talk about anything, feel free to do so, and we will go ahead and reciprocate in kind. Meanwhile, I am actually really hoping to, I'm not going to be doing the same thing I did last year, which I actually made corned beef. I actually did make a corned beef, but I'm probably not going to be able to do it this time around. Mostly just because I'm trying to tighten up on funds a little bit.
Yeah, kind of same here.
Which was really a shame because it was actually really delicious. I highly recommend trying it. Anybody else ever actually tried corned beef and didn't know what to think of it because you thought it was actually corned like corn on the cob kind of corn?
I actually thought that was that way as a child.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't realize corned was, and how it in the way it was seasoned. So
Wait a minute.
Really dumb of me.
Oh, okay. This is in the wrong. Yeah, this one's in the wrong place. This is definitely the. Hang on.
Need a straight line here.
Okay, so that goes there.
I don't have any beer with me, so I'm just having a weak Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Oh, that goes there. Okay.
I am probably going to try to get my hands on some Guinness though, because I would like to have it. Oh, and actually, there is another important holiday tomorrow.
Which is
Pie Day.
Pie Day.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that there for the moment because it's hard to see on that yellow.
Sorry, I didn't hear you didn't hear that right. What holiday?
It's Pie Day. Pie Day.
Oh. Right.
Pie Day?
Pie Day.
Yeah.
314.
314.
It's a matinee day.
Yeah, there'll be pizza deals.
And also actual pie deals, but mostly pizza. Especially since Marie Callender's is almost impossible to find nowadays.
What the actual? Wait, is this up here? Maybe.
I like corned beef hash. Oh, I have not tried corned beef hash yet, but I really want to try it now that I know that corned beef is not what I thought corned beef was.
But it's actually the way it's cured.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dumb. It's really dumb. It's kind of like the way I thought that when something was pickled, that it would actually just have pickles in it or something like that. It's pickled.
Okay.
I like pickles, but I don't know why you would want pickled beets.
Yeah, I still find that funny. Yeah, I still find it funny how we just arbitrarily decided that a pickled cucumber was officially just a pickle, and then we call everything else a pickled something.
Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. I actually did hear that get brought up, and now I can't unthink it.
Well, here's the funny thing. Out of my family, I'm the only one that will eat a cucumber. My sister, who is a pickle fiend, is like, no, cucumbers are gross.
Well,
I actually had cucumbers in catered lunch today for work.
Ah, how were they?
Oh, they were actually cooked. It was part of a deal for working spring break at a college that's normally supposed to be closed.
I don't know why. I just found that funny. How were they? They were cooked. It's like, okay, that's a statement.
But they were good.
Okay, I think, yeah, this needs to be moved over one, and that goes there.
Oh.
Yes, that's the shadow.
I mean, there's lots of ways you can eat corned beef, Circuit. I've had them on the Reuben rye. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I did get a little bit of luck. I found a bunch of corned beef deli meat that I'm having for lunch for a few days. Just making corned beef sandwiches with Swiss cheese and guacamole sauce. Because I can't.
I often see these corned beef sandwiches on the Reubens, like at Arby's, where they put the sauerkraut and everything.
Well, because that's what a Reuben is. It's corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese. It's traditionally Russian dressing, but that's more of a New York thing. So, yeah, so outside of New York, most places will just do Thousand Island.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's on a Reuben, I don't mind the sauerkraut, really.
Let's see.
I'm just not big on sauerkraut in general. Like, I've only had sauerkraut in one place that I've actually like really enjoyed it, and that was a German restaurant in Orlando.
Go ahead.
I actually had it at an actual German restaurant here where I live too.
I actually only tried.
On how it's prepared.
I've only tried sauerkraut once so far, though. I did try it in the best way possible. An actual German restaurant when I was going to Ponyville Cider Fest a few years back.
How was it for you?
It's accidentally broke something.
Somebody put this in the wrong place. Hang on. Okay, so you know what? I think I can see where this.
I mean, the German restaurant here is unbelievably. It's kind of expensive, though.
Oh no, it was expensive, and I thought it was okay. The funny thing is that one thing I remember from the German restaurant more than anything else was the coffee.
Oh yeah, Germans have good coffee.
That coffee was completely nuts to me. I never had anything like it, and it actually
I should have tried the coffee,
me.
but do you know what I wanted? Oh, go ahead, CMC.
No, we're talking about puzzle stuff, so you good.
The coffee.
Do you know what I went to the German restaurant for, Circuit?
What's
the
that?
Sausages. That's what everybody likes.
Oh yeah. Well, Tech, remember, we are in the part of the United States where the Germans basically migrated.
You guys are in, yeah. But
no, in the Midwest. And I count Oklahoma at times to be a part of the Midwest because of how close it is.
Yeah. But
Germans settled. I mean, the fact that CMC up in Michigan can read German kind of tells you.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that your area, yes. In ours, that wasn't quite the case. I think we actually had more Mexican and Chinese people because of all the
Railroad.
Sorry, I'm
work.
used to reading the Polish names. Ozarzik and Kowalczyk are such fun names. You don't know how they're spelled.
Those sound like fun names, though. They do. Absolutely like those.
And Kryjak?
Let's see. Hash is
Yeah,
good. We usually prefer hash without egg on it. A little salt for seasoning. Actually, the funny thing is, I've been making hash for breakfast for several months now. Just because I've been really wanting to learn how to make a proper hash, and I've just been practicing, and I've just kind of gotten used to it.
There.
Isn't hash basically just potato and ground beef?
Not exactly. It could be a few different ways. The hash recipe I got was from Bobish, which it's basically chopped up potato, green pepper and onions, and then an egg in the middle that is cooked till soft, but not fully cooked. But you still have some yolk in there, so you can kind of mix it around.
Basically, a runny yolk, yeah.
Yeah, runny yolk. Which I had the hardest time doing because it's the runny yolk that caught me the most. I had to fight a lot of my programming, which if an egg wasn't fully cooked, it was going to get you sick. Which is
that's basically like what the U.S. government tried to really enforce for so long, and then basically people realized that no, you can be fine.
That actually does remind me. Seriously, remember the pizza that I had at that restaurant with Mozzie? How it came with egg on it and it was runny?
It was an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And yes, for anyone asking, I did say, hey, you two try this because it was something new and I like to experiment.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because things like that. Because think about it this way. I think it wasn't until like the 60s or 70s in the U.S. that you could order a steak anything but well done.
And even nowadays, people consider well done steak sacrilege, which is true.
Well, no. I mean, like you couldn't get less than that because the FDA was basically.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Basically up in arms about being, yeah.
Yeah. Misunderstood. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, because like it's like their regulations on like sanitary things sometimes it like doesn't make sense, especially when other cultures have been doing it for so long and have proven that it's fine. Like you can't get blood sausage in the U.S.
Yeah, that one I would probably have a little bit of a tough time eating that, but I would still be welcome to trying it.
Yeah, because it's mainly because of the fact that like I watch too many British YouTubers now that I'm like that I've realized like I'd actually like to try black pudding.
Blood pudding definitely is an interesting thing.
Close enough.
Speaking of which, I heard that sausages in Europe have less preservatives in them compared to the U.S.
Well, that's because.
Well, it made it.
Europe's very much still, not always, but a lot of it's still based on medieval stuff through history.
Well, the tradition is probably the word you want, but that's not exactly the case.
Tradition, yeah.
That's not entirely the case,
more
though.
So that the U.S. has a lot more of. We want to be able to put things on the shelf and it be able to sit there for a while before it gets sold,
or even get to the shelf, which could take a while because of just shipping cost. I mean, the United States is pretty damn big.
That's more of a thing. It's like the whole like shipping thing. Like I will say this one thing about a lot of like from what I've seen a lot more in like European cities, stuff like that. There's a lot more focus on local. Like a lot more focus on things being like right nearby, it doesn't need to be preserved because you're gonna get it pretty quick.
That's one reason why we can't get raw milk in the U.S., even though it would be great to have.
Yeah. No,
Mm.
chaos. No, it's not about it being raw in the center. It's just that like there was standards like up and for a long time to where like basically if it had any color other than basically gray in the middle, they like it was not considered food safe. Is essentially what the FDA did at one point.
I heard somebody say something about raw milk, and I've been awoken like a sleeper agent.
Uh, okay, go for
Okay.
it. I have nothing to add for raw milk, so go for it.
All right. So, as far as like milk pasteurization goes, yeah, that was the thing that was like, uh, there is reason for it existing because before milk pasteurization, there was a lot of problems with just like people and especially children getting sick from getting a bad lot of milk because from udder or from cow's udder to like bottle, a lot of contamination could happen in that era. uh and honestly probably even still today, because if you know anything about farms and where cattle are not necessarily the most sanitary of places. So
They've gotten better.
so I would
Yeah.
argue that there is still place for pasteurization, and if anything, we shouldn't be against pasteurization, but instead we should shift our focus from, if anything, the concept of milk homogenization, because milk homogenization and pasteurization are two completely separate things, and milk did not used to be, uh,
Homogenize.
yes, it wasn't actually a popular thing until after World War II. Prior to then, it was commonplace that like although homogenized milk was available, most people just kind of got it in its normal non-homogenized state. So you would have to, when you pulled a glass of milk from the fridge, you would have to shake it up in order to get into a homogeneous liquid, and it would settle like like a dressing, if you will, with the layers of like the fat and
Oh,
whatever contents.
yes, I
Okay,
do
so
remember
the
buying less
buttercream, milk, and whatnot. Got it.
I do remember buying less pasteurized milk at one time, although I don't think it's available anymore. I actually did
What?
have to shake the thing to get everything mixed back up.
And here's the thing, you can still buy milk that is pasteurized but not homogenized, because those are two different parts of the process. Because even back in the era before World War II, milk was still being pasteurized. It just wasn't going through the homogenization process. So, I mean, as far as like your milk quality, I would think, now I'm obviously not an expert on milk, but I've done more reading than most people have. I would think that like most of what people want in milk, that is like what people think of when it comes to raw milk, you could still get it pasteurized and still have it be about the same. Given I'm not a person who's raised on a dairy farm, and I'm sure that people who are raised on dairy farms would probably disagree with me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Pasteurization
read
good
about
though.
random crap too.
No, I read like extensively about this because of milk trains.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Remember, before anything else, milk had to come on trains.
Well, here's the thing. I have a book that goes into detail on milk train operations, and the very beginning of it is just a history of the dairy industry in the United States.
Ooh,
It's very
thorough.
it's not something that I would have necessarily have read about, but it is fascinating. Also, fun fact, the most common cow in the United States is the Holstein, and that is not necessarily because it produces more milk than other cows or better milk than other cows, but just kind of because they're a good cow that can live pretty much in almost any conditions that America can throw at it in terms of geological factors. Like Holsteins can just kind of exist in all kinds of places. Holsteins are the classic cow that you think of when you think of cows, of being a white cow with black spots.
well, I know there's specific other breeds as well, like Angus, although that's probably more for beef.
I'm speaking from the dairy perspective, but is Angus actually a cow type?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it's
but any cow can be a dairy.
As far as like the most common cows in the dairy industry in the US goes, it's Holsteins, and then after that is Jerseys, and then there's some other ones that I forgot. Jerseys apparently produce less milk, but it's better quality milk in terms of it's like I think it was the butter contents or butter fats,
I know
or
one
I
of the
can't
best
remember.
dairies that refuses to expand into our area, unfortunately. Mayfields. They are said to have the best milk and ice cream.
I see.
You know why? Because I've actually been there, been to Chattanooga dozens of times where they have Mayfields.
I still prefer.
It puts a lot of other. There's somebody put on a billboard. This milk is worth crying over spilled milk.
As far as ice cream goes, I ain't got nothing on Ben and Jerry's, but that's just speaking from the Vermonter perspective.
Well,
Anyways,
there's a little bit more in that. Unfortunately, a lot of ice cream nowadays has gotten to frozen dairy dessert status. That's a whole nother fun kettle of fish if you ever really look into it. You really want to know what your real ice cream is? Look at the ice cream carton you're buying. If it says frozen dairy dessert on it anywhere, it's not ice cream. It can sound like it's an iced cream or an icy treat or a creamy treat, but it cannot officially call itself ice cream unless it has exact qualifications. So they're called frozen dairy dessert, even though they imply that they're ice cream.
I was not aware of that.
Oh no, it's quite amazing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, legal, yeah. If when you look into legal food and like legal classifications on food and stuff, there's some funny things. Like there's the famous thing where there's the thing out of Ireland where Subway's bread recipe for the U.S. makes it considered cake in Ireland.
Oh yes, because of all the sugar they had.
Yeah,
well, it's the amount of sugar.
Yeah,
that actually reminds me.
Yeah, you can't have sugar in bread in Ireland. It's just that there's a certain amount.
When it comes to American label laws for canned goods, when you are getting canned pumpkin puree under label laws, that can include and or completely consist of squash, because squash is considered a pumpkin under label laws. So if you've ever say gone to make a pumpkin pie with an actual pumpkin and you notice that doesn't really taste much like what you get in the pumpkin puree, that's why you'll probably end up closer with a squash puree.
Well, that's probably going to be the case with the cheaper pumpkin pie mixes.
I wouldn't know because we actually take our Halloween pumpkins and can them ourselves.
Nice.
Very nice.
What do you use them for later?
Pumpkin pie.
That generally get used for pumpkin pie. Sometimes we just take them straight fresh into the pumpkin pie.
I would like to actually take.
They get canned and used for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I would love to taste an actual fresh pumpkin pie.
I would like to do more with a pumpkin than just pumpkin pie. Actually try like a pumpkin soup or things like that. Well, I mean, other than pumpkin cookies. Those things are killer, though. I love pumpkin cookies. Really good pumpkin cookies. It would makes my life.
Oh, I still remember that one Glove and Boots episode where Mario actually tried a slice of raw pumpkin.
By the way, have they done other stuff recently?
Yes and no. They are doing other things, but it's not under Glove and Boots anymore.
That's sad, but understandable.
Yeah. Kids' entertainment.
Yes, thank you very much, Topa.
It's insane all the wild YouTube videos there's labeled for kids, but yet they're not.
That's a whole nother kettle of fish.
That is a can of worms if people want to go into it.
I mean, it's a frustrating prospect, but at the same time, it's like there's no really good answer. I mean, yeah, the big problem is that there are unfortunately bad actors out there that will label their stuff as not for kids, make it explicitly for kids, and just still try to get money off of it. And unfortunately, because the government did have to crack down on YouTube because they decided, oh look, let's show off how many kids watch our content. Smart move. Anyway, so yeah, they have to.
They have YouTube Kids, but they're obviously not utilizing it as much as they should.
Yeah. Chaos guy. In the U.S., it is illegal to sell raw meat raw red meat in restaurants. The government cannot come after you for doing it in your own home. Like, because you basically purchased that food, and as long as you're not reselling it, like, you can do with it as you will in your home. Like, I've had beef tartare at a friend's place for, I think it was a New Year's party.
Well, you could also, following instructions, make your own blood sausage, but I understand the equipment is a little bit up there.
I think it's also the fact of you try getting your hand on beef or pork, just straight beef or pork blood easily in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's kind of easier if you just get a cut of meat fresh, but that's becoming difficult.
Not really. I mean,
you know what?
Expensive more than difficult.
Now I think about it, if you've got a local butcher, they might be willing to help you out with something like that.
Yeah. Good local butcher. That's a rare thing to find now, but it's still out there.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in areas that have a lot of hunting going on, because you gotta have butchers for that.
Yeah, technically in my freezer right now, because we rent our land out for hunting, I have some venison.
Well, no, that's not illegal.
No, I'm saying from that I could make like a deer blood sausage if I were to squeeze all the juices out of it.
I don't know if that's technically blood at that point.
It's really hard to say. I'm not even sure how blood sausage is ultimately created, so I can't judge.
Like specifically black pudding is actually a lot of like oats and stuff like that in there.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I can't figure that one out.
Like a blood sausage is technically just like a lot of filler, really. Yeah.
A lot like haggis. But that's
it's actually funny. I found out the only reason haggis is illegal in the U.S. is because I guess there's some regulation saying that you can't use sheep lung.
Of course there is. Why not?
So it's only if that specific organ is not in there, it's actually legal.
But is it really haggis without the sheep lung?
It's imitation haggis.
I mean, here's the thing: haggis is literally just assorted offal from the sheep, just put basically in the stomach. Essentially, is what it is. So, like, if you specifically so apparently according to U.S. law, if you specifically just make sure that there's no lung in it, you can probably sell it.
Yeah. Call it haggis light.
And also looking into an actual recipe for blood sausage, there is blood powder that you can purchase.
Blah. I'm on the diet stuff. Blah. Diet. Blood powder.
Oh, you know what I mean? Because
I'm sorry, just blood powder. Yeah.
People do make that stuff.
I don't doubt that they do. I just found it funny. That's all. Just.
Imagine the U.S. sending somebody to jail because, I ate sheep's lung.
I mean,
and
the
not
US
eating
send
it.
people to jail for less.
Again, a lot of the regulations in the U.S. are like if you are a restaurant or a like grocer or stuff like that. Like so like technically in grocery stores in the U.S. you will not find sheep lung. Now, to American taste, generally you're not going to find a lot of offal sold like that. So yeah.
Yeah, you can eat it till the cows come home for all they care, but you sell it, that's where they have a problem.
It's because, again, as the AHO is saying, liability.
Well, supposed liability. Sometimes it's also based off of bad science. Which is why I'm really surprised they didn't try to ban MSG after that crazy crackpot.
I mean, there was a movement for it. I mean, I think there are regulations on it. I think the FDA knows that it's not. It itself is not, because it's. I mean, MSG is essentially like what, just super salt in a way.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What happened with MSG?
There was a whole thing. I think it was, what was it, the 90s?
70s,
that
actually.
people.
It happened in the 70s. It just never went away for the longest time.
Yeah, people freaked out about MSG, and it's been one of those things where, like, for most people, like growing up, you'll probably be told that you shouldn't have MSG, but really it's basically just like a super salt, is essentially what it is, and just like regular salt, it just depends on how much you have. So the FDA has never banned it. They've just basically said, okay, just don't go crazy with it.
Yeah, be reasonable, which, yeah, I get that. Too much of a good
Well,
thing is
all
never
things
good.
in moderation.
Yeah.
Well, also, people like to drag up stuff just because it's like, oh, this scared us once, we can use it to scare people again.
Well, I think it's more like they just remember, oh yeah, we're supposed to be afraid of this, and freak out.
Yeah. Well, Chaos, trans fats are slightly different, because I think there is actually some solid science behind, not like, again, it's probably better to just cut out as much of that and go with, and like, as far as the fats go, with more of the, is it saturated, or is it not unsaturated?
I believe it was saturated fats that you had to cut back on.
No. Well, okay. So it's unsaturated fats that are okay, like essentially like the ones that you get from like eating avocado and stuff like that.
Or chicken. Or fish.
I think they're it's unsaturated that you're fine, or is it?
It's a saturated fat you need to be
Unsaturated is
careful of.
fine because it's kinked, which means it can take some hydrogens from your system. Whereas the saturateds are full of hydrogens, which means they'll put hydrogens into your system.
Thank you, CMC. Your doctorate studies have been very useful.
I tried to pull it out. They
basic
keep pushing
science.
it back in.
Oh,
What?
remember,
A joke.
CMC, you have more scientific things on that than most of us do.
That's just inorganic. Or no, that's organic science.
Again.
Just let Toa be. It's gonna keep going in a circle.
It is a circle. Oh, because we somehow complete a loop at times.
It's a circle of lies.
It's a cube.
It's confused us
Circle
all.
of
I thought we were going for a dodecahedron.
Oh wow, I don't know how I got that, but I'll take it.
No, after rooming with CMC for a bit, yeah, I think we'll have the same chaos energy. We're just on different levels.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, light green letters up top.
Oh right, there's an M there. Duh.
All I know is I'm going through and trying to direction everything so that it is up is up.
That is fair. That is very fair.
Alright, and I think I finally made a full loop, and it doesn't look
I think
Oh.
I found a lot. I
messed with
found
my...
one of these.
Oh, that was upside down. Okay.
So this is a rock, which means it goes over here, slops right in there.
Okay, and is this me?
This is a part of the light green letters.
Monosaturated are the best. Polyene trans fats are the yes. Actually, it's partially hydrogenated stuff that you've really got to be crazy out for.
Or trans fats.
Yeah. Well, I think the trans fat are the partially hydrogenated stuff. Same piece, different name.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
This is where I'm like, okay, does this go here? No. Does it go there? No.
Let me fix
Man.
that for you.
Oof,
Moving.
the lettering makes this one hard.
That will help you find where it goes. Because I went through and angled them in the right ways already, and then I see you spinning it in your hand.
I apologize.
You're killing
Oh,
him.
are all of them the right ones? Right angle already, CMC?
I did a once over and tried to do that, but
Okay, that dark green goes down here. Oh, don't tell me it's... See on the Lyrish? Second.
What?
That looks like the tip of the R. Like,
Oh, sorry. I was assuming that he rotated this in the right direction.
I had rotated most of them, but then, yeah, people are still actively grabbing them. I'm doing another swing through.
Fair enough.
That one's rotated wrong. In red
Okay,
hand.
let me know when it's safe to grab pieces and I'll start fitting
No,
them
most of
through.
them are fine, but Toa, bring it back.
bring it back. Moving it down.
Okay, now it's in the right position. And yes, everything should be in the right angle. This is a piece of rock, which means it's
Trying to find the one for
somewhere
pieces
here.
over here.
Oh, that's not right.
No, this is a piece of whatever that statue is.
Aha!
Okay, you got the S.
Maybe it's actually down here.
Part of the H?
Oh, there we are. Alright, at least the good news is that we're getting really, really close to the end here.
This one honestly went quicker than I thought.
That's a good thing.
Oh, there's more light letters down here. The I'm.
It's mostly just the I at this point.
Aye.
Oh, yeah.
Idy, 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 idy.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
So
Somehow,
whose line is it anyway? Irish drunk drinking song.
everything you guys just did hurt me.
Why?
This was wrong.
Yes. The references were all wrong.
Ah, I thought I got it right.
Yeah, that's part of the U.
Ah, there we
Why
go.
This H didn't.
Hey, I got your eye.
That over there for the moment.
I-4.
That's
It's like
not
my
on bingo.
You suck my battleship. Ooh, got part of the H there.
Okay, this is going to be one of the lower letters. Oh, this looks like it adjusts. Hold on. Yeah, it does.
Feels like it should be part of the foot here. Oh, there we are.
Ah, so that means that goes there. Sorry.
Creeping ever closer to the end of the puzzle. No, I think... No. No, that's not it.
You know, the real issue is how the background image is darker than the actual ones, and until you put it on top, it doesn't really match.
It can't make it 100% easy for you. All right. No, that's not right. Maybe over here. Yeah.
Last piece.
I think it's the wrong one.
Wait.
How did it rotate?
I don't know. Try again.
Yay!
Yay.
Does it do a thing when we get it all right?
Yeah, it's supposed to like jump up, have the whole thing jump up and come back down a little bit.
So that means we got a piece wrong somewhere.
Something switched somewhere, and it's probably one of these colored pieces up here with the sky.
I was being very close.
Actually, look right here. Does this look like it's off a bit? Like these are. Never mind. No, that's just a texture thing.
I'm checking these over here. I thought I saw something a little bit off over here.
Because no, I thought these pieces weren't fitting together for some reason.
Oh,
Wait, right here. Look at this. This one's off. This one's sticking out.
Yeah.
Or did somebody lift this?
I would say that's good.
Yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I'm looking at the.
I can.
Yeah,
The
that
only
one's
thing I
hard
can
to
think
tell.
of is
That one has no discerning. No, wait. It does have a discerning little mark. It's there because it has a little bit of that star.
it's honestly these colored ones here that could be the problem. Some of them, it's really hard to tell if they're kind of out of place.
Well, we gotta check. Well, there's some we're gonna have to completely turn around.
Well, just take a quick look. If it looks like they're slightly discolored, try rotating them and see if it looks a little bit better. You know what, I think you know what, who wants to call it good? That we pretty much got it good.
You know what? You know what I
call
say?
it good.
Circuit, you know what I say to this?
Go for it.
Flip it.
God damn it!
Ah.
There we go.
All right. So, yeah, there we go.